Hi, I'm Pat with River's Edge Chef, and today I'm going to be making some asparagus and mushroom goat cheese tarts. I haven't made a video for quite a while. I had my shoulder replaced this last fall, so I have been just kind of slowly meandering around, getting a little bit better and getting a little bit more functional. But so I haven't done anything a whole lot for the last few months. Anyway, this is a really nice little tart, and they're really easy to do. I've sauteed up some asparagus and some mushrooms. So I just briefly sauteed them for just a short time just to get a little bit of the cooking done on them. And this recipe has half a cup of goat cheese, half a cup of mascarpone, a quarter of a cup of cream, or you can use full, whole milk, a little bit of Parmesan, a whole egg, garlic to your taste. I like a lot of garlic, so I use quite a bit of garlic, but you can use as little or none as you like. And some fresh tarragon. I've got about a tablespoon of fresh tarragon that I've chopped up, half a teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of pepper. So I'm going to mix up my egg, and then I'm going to stir it all into the goat cheese and mascarpone. And if you don't have mascarpone, you can use all goat cheese. You can also use cream cheese or any combination of soft cheeses that you like. You're not really stuck with just using goat cheese and mascarpone at all. You can use whatever you have or whatever you like. So the egg goes in. And the garlic, and it looks like I've got about a tablespoon of garlic here, but that's because I really like garlic. You don't have to add that much if you don't want to. And I've used heavy cream, but you can just use whole milk, half and half, whatever you have at hand. It's not critical. Basically, you just stir this cheese mixture all up together. And the salt and pepper go in. And then I'm just going to mix this up really well. You can do this in a food processor too if you like. And I'm going to give it a couple of little scrapings of nutmeg. Oop, if I can get the nutmeg out. Nutmeg always is nice in something that has cheese and cream in it. It's kind of one of those things that you really want to put in quiche. Anyway, so we're going to get this mixed up. And I have puff pastry here that are in, I think they're about a 5-inch square or so. But you can use just regular puff pastry from the grocery store. Dafour is a really good one, or Pepperidge Farm is a good one. And if you're in the Portland area or go through the Portland area, if you can get to a Grand Central Bakery, you can get their puff pastry in rolls that are frozen. That is just absolutely amazing. It is like the best puff pastry out there, period. You preheat your oven to 425, and this is just about mixed together good enough. This comes together really quickly, so it's one of those things that you can make for lunch. You could even use it for breakfast if you like. A lunch, a dinner, an appetizer. It can be your main course along with a salad, or however you want. It can even be just like hors d'oeuvres if you want to cut them into smaller pieces. Okay, so I'm going to score my puff pastry. For the mushrooms, I'm going to use a large cookie cutter or a tart cutter here, and you just press down to score it, and then lift up, and it'll make it so that you have the indentation like that. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going to do this one here, and I'm just doing the cookie cutter for the mushrooms because I think it'll be kind of cute with the round indentation in it. And then for the asparagus, I'm going to score about a ½ inch in on the puff pastry. I'm assuming this is a ½ inch. Looks approximate to me. Do this on all 3 of those. So I'm making 3 mushroom and 3 asparagus. And if you want to make more, you just, level up the amount of ingredients that you're using. It's not rocket science. It's all pretty simple. You don't have to get too worried about it, because as long as you don't burn it to a cinder, it's going to taste good regardless. And what this does by scoring it is that it allows the edge to puff up and create layers, but it'll keep the center part a little bit less puffy so that it's just more of a tart form rather than just being one big fluffy piece of puff pastry. And you want to dock it with a fork so that also helps it stay where it should be. Mushrooms underneath my fingernails. So you bake this at 425 for about 20 to 30 minutes. You just want to keep an eye on it. The smaller puff pastries like this shouldn't take quite as long, but if you're using a full sheet of puff pastry, you're probably going to be baking it for at least 30 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to portion this up. This would also be good if you cut your puff pastry into little squares and put them into mini muffin tins. It would be a good little appetizer baked off basically the same way with just the cream or the goat cheese filling. Pretty good. So then you're going to just smear the filling around to the edges of your little area that you've docked. Try to keep it off of the edge. We're supposed to be getting 100+ temperatures, 100-degree+ temperatures here in the next 5 days. It's going to be a real challenge. It's really hard on the animals when it gets really hot like that. Hard on us too, because we're not used to temperatures like that. We never get much practice with really high temperatures. It just goes from being cool and wet to roaring hot. This year has been kind of nice though, because we've had a little bit of rain for several months now, which is kind of unusual for us. Normally what happens is it rains and then all of a sudden it just stops, and then we go into summer, and then we don't have any rain for several months at all. But this year we've had a little bit of rain throughout the month, which has been really, really nice because it's kept everything green. and the pastures have been doing really good. This morning when I got up, we had about 50 elk down in the back pasture, a lot of them taking naps and sleeping. Okay, so I'm going to put the mushrooms on. And you can use any kind of mushroom you like. I've sauteed these up a little bit with garlic butter, and they taste pretty good. But any kind of mushroom would work. You could use shiitakes, you could use portobellos, chanterelles, just about any kind of mushroom at all. Gosh, if you could get your hands on true real morels, that'd be really good too. And I saute them up just a little bit just to get the cooking process going and to add a little bit of caramelization to them, which always helps with flavor. Okay, and now we will do our asparagus. And these asparagus were beautiful. They were really nice fat asparagus, and fat asparagus are the best asparagus. They are really absolutely wonderful. A lot of people think that skinny asparagus are the good ones, but the reality of it is that a good fat asparagus is actually what you really want. So we're going to do one of these, mushroom and asparagus, because we only have 3 asparagus spears there. So there we go. So this is what we look like here. So we're going to put these in the oven at 425 and bake them until they're done. And you can see that the scoring around the different puff pastries there. Hopefully it'll pick up on the camera. Oh, let's see. Now we add a little bit of Parmesan to it. I'm forgetting what I'm doing here. And this is freshly grated Parmesan. Belgioso Parmesan. Belgioso is a really good cheese manufacturer out of, I think they're in Wisconsin. They're they have really good Parmesan. You know, it's not like the European import or anything, but it is right up there with delicious Parmesan. They make really great mascarpone, all of their mozzarellas and their, shoot, what is the other one called? It has the filling in the inside. Anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And clean up my mess here. The one that I was thinking of is burrata. It is fabulous. It is really good. Their burrata is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to clean my mess up here, and then I will be back when the tarts are ready to come out of the oven. Okay, well, we have our mushroom and asparagus tarts out of the oven, and they are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. They smell fabulous. So I am going to cut one here, and we're going to have them for our breakfast. Anyway, hang on, we're going to get them cut. Beautiful, crisp, crunchy puff pastry. And absolutely wonderful fragrance. This is just going to be fabulous. Anyway, look at how beautiful that is. The crust is all brown all the way around. The filling is nice and creamy, and the asparagus are done to perfection. Anyway, so we're going to have some of this for breakfast, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.